Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, if you're like the average American, the average human being, you probably got a hobby, something to make you happy that isn't at the workplace and just for you, get away from the family, the kids.
I feel like my hobby, though, some of my hobbies just take too much time and effort. Playing hockey or playing drums. You have to leave the house. I want to find a hobby that I could just do at home.
Some people like to leave the house, but, I get it. I get, at least that way, you don't have to exert a whole lot of energy. You can just go in another room.
Yeah. Like my dad, and granted, it was a very short-lived hobby, but he decided that one day he was going to try and do the whole ship in a bottle thing.
Oh, God.
Put that little boat inside the bottle.
I remember
Sounds like
those.
a weird Urban Dictionary euphemism.
Who even does that anymore?
Well, my dad didn't for very long. I think it lasted 1 hour, and he got very frustrated, and then just kind of put that box with the ship and the bottle next to his lazy boy seat, and it never saw the light of day again. Yeah,
good idea in theory, and then you try it. And that really leads into this, because we have the top 10 old school hobbies that are dying out, and that ship in the bottle thing used to be huge when I was growing up.
I kind of want to. I would imagine you could still get one.
I'm sure you can, but who's doing it? You're going to be like your dad. It's going to be sitting next to your comfy chair at the house.
See, my dad's a quick-tempered. He gets impatient. I feel like I have the right mindset for that.
Really,
just kind of chill.
Boy, I think you don't know yourself as well as you think. You talk about quick-tempered. Right. I think I could see you just going, the hell with this.
Just throw it against the wall.
Yeah, your
wife
dad
comes home. Why is there a dent in the wall?
Well,
stupid boat wouldn't get in the bottle.
Yeah, it's the boat's fault. Yeah, 75% of us do have at least one hobby we take part in regularly. I imagine is that everybody. I know. At least Vicky and Rev do. You've talked about yours. I mean, Danny's hobby's what? Pizza? I don't know what Danny's
guitar,
makeup. Yeah, no, it's a guitar.
Makeup and guitar. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, watch his Instagram or Facebook feeds. He sometimes grabs his guitar and he performs for all of us to watch.
I scroll past anything. Danny
Facebook. I always make it a point to watch those.
Not that you had me blocked, BJ. I'm glad today you just scroll past.
Yeah, I just scroll past now.
No, thanks.
Yeah, that's all.
Somebody says, I remember when I was a kid, I loved building models, cars, playing. Oh, yeah, we used to do that, too. I can hardly find them. We used to get those at KB Toy Hobby.
That's the number one thing that's gone, by the way, on this list. Being interested in trains or building model train sets. Now, it didn't say all models, but model train sets and being interested in trains, Sheldon style, gone. People just don't care.
What about stamp collecting?
Stamp collecting is not on this list, but
Coin collecting? Like throw mama from the train?
Yeah. It's not on the list. I think because there's some value there. And if you stamp collect and coin collect, you could have yourself some cash.
That's true. That they're dying out. So maybe stamp collecting is still a thing.
Yeah, quilting and embroidery, which is interesting because I thought it was an age-related thing, because every time I go to Seebeck to, with my buddies and hang out for a men's weekend, there's always like some either scrapbookers or quilters there, and they all look like they're 102 years old.
I was going to say, like, my cousin's mother-in-law, I went to visit, and she's just sitting there quilting away, and she's, I think, in her 50s. I mean, she does beautiful work, but I feel like it's always older folks that are really into that.
My wife was trying to do the whole scrapbooking thing, but it didn't really... Then she started, and then it just kind of went in the closet.
Yeah, I remember
it was too time consuming.
I remember it was big 30 years ago because my buddy's wife, who was, she was in her 20s, she was doing it. Mm-hmm. And but I don't think people are doing it as much anymore. And I believe it's because of smartphones.
Yeah, you can just play a game on your smartphone. It's a lot more fun than scrapbooking.
And that's where all your pictures go.
Yeah, you just do a little collage on Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook album. Yeah. Easy peasy.
So maybe that's the new scrapbooking, pretty much. It's all virtual.
Somebody said I should get a Lego ship in a bottle. I don't even know that existed.
Oh. See, and that's what I want to bring up because that's number 10 on the list.
I like this.
That looks cool.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
Oh, that is
Hey, it's only $60.
And how do they do that one, too?
And free 2-day shipping.
So there must be
for
a way
the ship.
Can you open? Can you open the back of it or something? Because how would they get all the Legos
you
in
build the actual plastic thing around it.
there? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
I got to build the bottle too.
I guess.
Screw this.
If you can't do a Lego ship in the bottle, you're not going to be able to do a regular one. Come on, Steve. Do the Lego ship in the bottle.
Fine.
The easiest thing that probably takes a couple of seconds. Nope, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it.
I want the bottle already done.
And I would like to take because umbrage with this number 10 on the list because they're saying toy collecting is like a dying art, and I'm like, I think you got to call Pops because they brought up Beanie Babies being gone because that was a fad. And like, look, if you're calling Beanie Babies a toy, you got to call Funko Pops toys then.
Absolutely,
it's the same kind of collectible if you ask me.
Yeah, but I mean, is it counting it as like a hobby to collect to eventually sell? Is that the hobby itself is to like buy and sell, or is the toy collecting just to have?
See, I thought Beanie Babies were just to have back in the day.
Yeah.
No, people were selling those.
I know they were, but I know people just wanted them as well to have.
Yeah, I think anything. It's like Funko Pops or Beanie Babies or whatever it is. People like to have them and keep them. Have no intention of selling, and other people are looking for it as a form of a profit to put it on eBay.
Right.
My point is it a toy? Because whether you're putting it on for a profit or not, you're a collector.
Yeah.
And are we collecting a toy? Is a Funko Pop a toy? Is a Lego a toy?
Yeah.
Because both of those are huge. So
I'd say, are they sold at Toys R Us? But then again, nothing is anymore.
Yeah. But so that's why toy collecting, I don't know, man. And I guess it depends on the person because I watch Comic Book Man and that whole show is about like, comics and toys that you can collect and the value of it. I mean, man. Oh, man, there was one episode where Walt thought he found a rare Pez dispenser. Somebody went out of their way to do a fake one. Like he found one at a garage sale, and it was like this old colonial one, and they brought it. They went to the Pez Museum. Like Pez has their own factory and museum.
Where the hell is that?
It's in Connecticut somewhere.
I need to go visit it,
dude. The guy looked at Walt and said, "Man, you have a $15,000 piece here. Like this thing is rare. We've been looking for this." Then, upon further examination, he's like, "Oh, wait a minute."
It's a phony?
It's a phony. Who's making phony Pez dispensers?
Dude, if all you need is one idiot to buy it, and
exactly.
That's right.
Well, you know what? He bought it at a garage sale. The idiot would have been the guy that was at the garage sale that if it was the $15,000 one.
Yeah, if someone's like, "Hey, this is usually $15,000, but you know what? I'll sell this to you for $1,000."
Yeah.
And someone's like, "I got a steal of a deal," and only realize that they actually just got robbed.
So I don't know if that's an old school hobby, toy collecting, that's dying out. I mean, maybe because we live in the Pacific Northwest and we're all a bunch of geeks. I just feel like it's just as big as it ever was, if not bigger. Number 3 on the list is astrology. And that's interesting, where you're truly into the zodiac and you pay attention to it. I do remember probably 20 years ago, a lot of people were into it. They had this giant Bible of astrology called an ephemeris, and they were into it big time.
Or people would go out of their way to get the newspaper just for the horoscopes.
Yeah.
I knew people that would do that. They'd get the paper, they'd read the horoscopes, and then they just toss the paper.
Dude, that thing is still going on because my dumb wife, my lovely, wonderful wife talks about the Mercury in retrograde stuff and all of that.
Is it always in retrograde? I've never heard it not be in retrograde.
That's just whenever people are crazy. It's like, oh, it's a full moon or it's Mercury in retrograde. And I'm like, I don't understand and I don't care.
They're not actually studying it like they used to. They didn't pull a book and actually study everything. They just go online and they're like, oh, it's in retrograde, so that's why I'm being a bitch.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
They're just using it as an excuse.
Yeah, there were people. Remember, we had our old buddy William Lamb, who used to be on the show once in a while.
Oh, William Lamb, the horoscope man.
I mean, people like him, I don't really hear about anymore. My wife had a friend that used to read the stuff. Like she would, like Vicky said, she was super serious.
I don't see people going so nuts about astrology anymore. I know some people still post like a horoscope on Facebook, but I typically unfollow those people, so I stop seeing those posts.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Dude, apparently there's a website called ismercuryinretrograde.com, and it says, no, something else must be bumming you out.
Oh, okay.
I love that.
Currently not in retrograde.
Thank God. How about this? Number 5 on the list, and this was huge, and I don't know how huge it is anymore. Let's see if you guys know anybody into home brewing.
Yeah, I don't think it's as big as it was maybe 10 years ago. I had a few hockey buddies back in the day that were up, and they did a great job with these home brewings, and I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that now there's so many cool breweries out.
Yeah.
So it's like, why do I want to waste my time when I could just get this awesome, whatever, insert witty named home-brewed beer.
You could be at the QFC and trip and fall into a bunch of craft beers now.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, there's so many out there. It's like, why bother?
But it wasn't like that once.
It's a really long process. Too. I had a lot of friends just give up on it because they do one that was really good, and they'd just be like, "Nah, I don't want to do that again."
I had a buddy who did one, and he didn't tell us how strong the alcohol content was. There was like 5 or 6 of us at his place.
Oh.
We were just there to watch a hockey game, and we're all just having a good time. Long story short, we all ended up crashing at his place because none of us could. We're just like, there's no way I can go anywhere. I can't even walk.
You got to be. When anybody home brews or he gives me a brownie, I'm always like, okay, what's going on?
And he's like, oh, I didn't tell you guys, it's really high alcohol content.
Whoops, sorry about that.
Well, you better have enough couches for us because none of us are leaving your home until tomorrow.
Now, this one I do remember from the 80s and 90s. Squash and racquetball. People were always playing that.
Squash.
Yeah.
Is that just like racquetball?
It's similar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a similar situation. And nobody, I hear a couple of old-timey guys that I remember that, like in the business going, well, I'm off to play racquetball. I'm like, you're still doing that, huh?
I remember an old gym I was at, and they had a racquetball room, and it was never used. And I realized that was a changing of the times when they decided to gut it out and turn it into a little mini yoga studio.
Yeah, that's it.
Because it was just like, nobody's using this room, and it's just wasted space.
Now, how about fixing up an old car? You know anybody that's doing that anymore?
Somebody texted and said, you want a hobby, Steve? Start working on cars.
Yeah, it's a dying hobby, though, according to this.
I have quite a few
hobbies
friends
that I could do on my couch, man.
I have quite a few friends that are fixing up cars right now.
Really?
They have like 2 or 3 project cars.
That's pretty cool. It is. I mean, because I think maybe because none of us know how to do that anymore because we really just go. I mean, it's a Jiffy Lube generation, isn't it? Nobody does anything to their car anymore, and then they're also computerized. It's like even
computerized part. Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, you really don't know what you're doing anymore.
I think but I think it all stems with people who are fans of older vehicles that are the ones that probably like working on their cars.
Yeah. Astronomy came on the list. You don't see anybody hanging with a telescope anymore. Huh. We were in a hotel room, like a fancy schmancy hotel room for Sarah's party, and they had a big telescope there, and I thought...
Yeah, what room was it pointed to?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, who even cares anymore about this?
Yeah, we had a telescope at the old building, but it legitimately was pointed at the buildings near us.
Yeah.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. New survey was done. Asked 6,000 Americans. I think a survey like I'm about to tell you about drunk eating habits, they need to talk to more people.
Okay.
Again, if you're going to represent America. But still, 6,000 is a big number. And... They went state by state, too. So basically the question was, when you're drunk, where do you like to eat the most?
Robin Buckley just texted and said, if Jack in the Box is not number one, I call BS on this entire survey.
Dude, I will tell you this. Jack in the Box, of course, isn't everywhere. So nationally, it's not going to be number one. But he's right. Washington State, you got to think Jack in the Box is number one. It's not the number one place for Washington Staters.
I just know from, a lot of times I'll be leaving 3-2-1 Battle on Friday night super late. Now, I'm not drunk, but I'm going to. Sometimes Ricky Henderson gets a little hungry because it's been a long day of
it's tough
watching
on Ricky.
wrestling. Yeah,
you're a great friend.
Burns a lot of calories watching other men burn calories.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So
yeah,
I noticed the place that has Ricky notices the place that has the longest lines is always Jack in the Box at 1:32 in the morning.
So why is it then for Washingtonians it's not number one? Number one for Washington that people like to go?
Burger King.
No, that's not
McDonald's.
number one. That's number one. There
McDonald's, I've heard, also has long lines.
Yeah.
Around that time.
So now...
Because Ricky gets bounced from others. Sometimes the line are too long, so he's like, oh, screw it. I'll go to McDonald's. And then he gets there and it's no different.
That's not number one in the nation, though.
Okay.
So number one in Washington, when you're drunk, you go to McDonald's, which, again, I can't believe it's not Jack in the Box. But now you know why Jack runs the ads he runs.
Oh, those ads are fantastic.
He wants a piece of that pie.
Catering towards people who have the late night munchies.
Yeah.
Whether it's drunk, stoned, or whatever.
Yeah.
Late night munchies. First thing I think of is Jack in the Box.
So maybe it's maybe it's a real estate issue too, because McDonald's are everywhere. I see them more than I see Jack in the Box. So it could just very well be that the convenience factor, which is why, ladies and gentlemen, you're number one in the country again because you see them everywhere. Taco Bell.
Yep. Jack in the Box tacos are pretty good too, though.
Yeah, see, I think we just got to get more Jacks around. I mean, I don't know if we got to stage a coup, go to other fast food restaurants and just say, hey, we're taking over and putting a Jack in the Box here.
But Taco Bell is my favorite. It's go-to all the time. However, I will say that if I'm drunk, I will drive to Federal Way and get Del Taco.
I hope you're not the one driving.
No.
Del Taco is.
Wait, I realized that sounded weird.
I'm driving to Del Taco.
Danny, you're right. I've been fortunate enough to live in a place that had a Del Taco, and I mean, look, Taco Bell is great, but I do love Del Taco more.
Their fries are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I somebody texted in, I have to agree. This is definitely locally, and it's not on a national level, but when I was going to UW, the proper place to eat when drunk, Best Cafe on 99.
Oh, yeah, you can't beat that.
Dude, that was one of the first places I went. When I first moved out here, I joined a band, and the singer-guitarist guy, Jeff, he's just like, I have to look back on him. He was definitely my hero when I first moved out here. He introduced me to the Seattle hot dog with the cream cheese. Mm-hmm. Of course, we were drunk when he introduced that to me, and then one time we were out drinking, he goes, we need to go to Best Cafe. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. We were in Wallingford, took a cab there, and I ate so much there, hash browns upon hash browns. It was just so incredible. All the eggs and everything, and then drawing cartoons and putting it up on the wall with the crayons. Yes.
Dude, there's nothing like a spot like that. That's what a lot of people travel to Rochester, New York to go to Nick Tahoe's because they had a thing called a garbage plate, and musicians would go there. It was like a pilgrimage, and Beth's kind of reminds me, at least, people love that the way folks love Nick Tahoe's. You just love a spot when that's your drunk spot.
Oh, man, I think we're forgetting, one of the best local spots.
Oh, yeah? I think I know what you're going to say.
Give it to us.
I want my Dick's.
Yes.
Pardon me?
Dick's Burgers, Deluxe and Fry, man, at 1 in the morning. Oh, it's so good.
I'm
you
with
leave
you,
the bar
Vicky.
early so you can get there before it closes.
I know nothing about a dick tree.
Yeah, it's all about real estate. I think Dick's would be my choice, no doubt about it. If there were more, east side right now, well, that's that. We just, you have to drive a bit to get to a Dick's.
All the texts are coming in. Drunk in Seattle, Dick's. Come on, Dick's without a doubt. Yeah, when I lived in Queen Anne, and, we would just walk to, Pesos, get wasted, and then on the walk back, you just smelled the French fries. You're like,
yeah,
got to stop at Dick's.
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. So how about South End, Steve? Because I know you're getting a Dick's, right? Or is there?
No, Kent is getting a Dick's, but that's not close enough.
You're right. I mean, it's that's a drive.
We got the Chick-fil-A now, and I mean,
that's good.
But I remember even times just after a night out, back before my wife was turned vegan, and if she had a few drinks and I was driving, and she would love going to McDonald's. That was the only time that she would go to McDonald's. It was just I want something greasy, because she was always health food conscious, but after a couple drinks, then she was just like, greasy fries sound incredible right now.
No doubt about it, dude. As a matter of fact, we consume an average of 775 extra calories when we be drunk. And
I feel like those aren't real calories, though.
Oh, they don't count? Oh, okay, good. That's why you always get a Diet Coke. Make sure you get the Diet Coke.
I do.
If you're drunk.
Someone said Mimo's, that's a taco place in Tacoma. I've been there in the middle of the day, and it's fantastic. I don't even know what it would be like. That must be awesome.
Yeah. Damn, dude. The average drunk order is 979
calories
at Taco Bell. Oh yeah, that's so you're putting about 1,000 calories in your body if you go to Taco Bell, and
that's not even including if you want to go get a shake somewhere else.
Yeah,
that's
well,
like another 800
see,
calories
Mickey D,
somewhere else.
Yeah. Mickey D's is only 788. So really, if you I'm saying Taco Bell, but actually Taco Bell says 723. I'm trying to see Waffle House, because Waffle House we don't have, but in the South, Waffle House is huge. That's where you put the 1,000 calories, because people like to go to Denny's too. I'm seeing on this list.
Oh yeah,
and you will take in more calories because they have so much more to offer at a Denny's than they would at a fast food joint.
I like swinging by some of those the places where you actually have to go in, like the Hurricane back in the day. I know it's not long here. Mecca, living in Queen Anne, Mecca was the best because you just get so wasted there, and then you realize, they have food too. So then all of a sudden you're just getting whatever it is on their menu. The French fries are fantastic there.
That's why I like to start at a place that has both.
Yep. And sometimes we'd even try and make it feel different, though. We'd be in the back room where the bar is, get hammered, and then we would just walk through the hall, not even a hall, walk through a doorway, and then it was the restaurant part, and then we'd sit in a booth and eat. Because, that way it felt like we were somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, I see what you do. Yeah.
I have a drunk bucket list, actually, and it's because of a story that Rev told me about you guys. I want to go to White Castle when we go to the Midwest.
God.
Because I heard about a crazy story about you guys there somewhere.
We bought a suitcase. Yeah. Isn't that what it was called?
It was the briefcase. Yeah, it had 25 burgers. There was, 4 of us in a cab.
Yeah. And that was Chicago, right, when you guys did that?
We didn't even eat all of them.
No, but they were all in my room when I woke up the next day.
Congratulations on breakfast.
Yeah. Damn, dude. So Taco Bell being number one, here are the top orders for drunk folks. And for men, it's tacos, burritos, and cheesy gordita crunches. For women, it's tacos, quesadillas, and nachos.
See, drunk, sober, whatever it is, it's always a soft taco supreme.
Oh, for me, I want the chicken taco. That's what I would do. It's relatively new.
The chicken chalupa.
Do they still do the Mexi pizza? Because the Mexi pizza was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
See, I'll go for the quesadilla, and then my wife will go for the Crunchwrap Supreme with beans instead of meat.
Are we talking about food now?
Yes, we still are.
By the way, yeah, you said you wanted us to talk food. It's back, kids.
Congrats, everybody.
We're talking about food. All right. Got a story here about a new workout program where you get electric shocks while you exercise. We're always trying to find a way to figure out how to lose weight and lose weight quickly. I'm in a frustration pattern myself.
I just ordered that machine that sticks to your stomach and it shakes it until you get abs.
You really ordered that?
No.
Oh.
I might as well just burn money.
Yeah, instead of calories. That's what we're doing here, baby.
Watch it actually works, and we're all just naysayers.
I think you probably have to have some semblance of muscles visible before that thing would work.
I don't know. It says it works for everyone.
Jeez. I don't think I can get through my layers of fat. A gym in New York City called Shock Therapy hooks people up to special suits that are powered with something called electronic muscle stimulation technology. I feel like that was something that was around a long time ago. They would stimulate. I remember trying that out 25, 30 years ago. They would send little vibes to your muscles.
It does sound familiar.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a new version of that. It says while you're exercising, it sends safe little pulses of electricity through your muscles, which helps activate them and makes the training more effective. And they say the shocks are so effective that you'll get the results in half the time it would normally take.
And then you have a weird tic for the rest of your life.
Say the workouts only last 30 minutes, but the benefits to your body are just like ones if you'd worked out for normally an hour.
These classes are $50 for a session.
Yeah, good. Hey, Steve, you're all set.
I'll pass.
You know, a lot of people, man, who hate being at the gym, if they could cut a half hour off, they would love that. If it would give them the same kind of workout.
But getting shocked, is that really going to make you want to go to the gym? Like, aren't you going to be on the fence? I don't really feel like getting shocked today.
Be on the invisible fence. You'd be like a dog just getting shocked. And I don't. Oh, man. This whole idea. Why is it tough being a human? Why can't we just eat what we want? That's all I want to know. Why can't we?
You can.
Not me. I mean, without putting all the weight on.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That's the end result.
That's
you
why
can eat what you want, but just accept the fact that you're not going to be Mr. Abs of Steel.
See, I don't want to be Mr. Abs of Steel. I just want my doctor to stop yelling at me. That's all.
Get a new doctor. Problem solved.
So you know what? I had thought about that.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I owe a lot of back taxes. Can bankruptcy help me?
Bankruptcy can discharge back taxes under certain circumstances. Some types of taxes are never dischargeable, like if you have taxes from an employee, if you ran a business and didn't pay employee taxes or sales taxes. Those types of taxes cannot be discharged in bankruptcy. However, most people don't have those kind of taxes. Most people have just regular income taxes. If you owe income taxes and you filed your tax returns but just weren't able to pay the taxes, if the taxes are more than 3 years old and you filed the tax returns, those types of taxes can be discharged in bankruptcy in most circumstances, especially through a Chapter 13 case.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.